Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mohau Kwebu, and I want to talk about Tall as Mo's interview. Moleko MacG. Wow. Ibafit, we have to stop this thing. We can't live like this in Africa. We can't be people who are living in a world where it's okay to consistently have this, pattern of kill a black man. We can do it without a black man. A black man is nothing but an enemy. Everything that is being portrayed out there, a black man is bad. First of all, Mongesi, as a father of a daughter and a father also of a father, a father of a son, I want to say I apologize for not raising up my little tweet or Facebook status to say I believe you, you were accused wrong, and or at least say something to counter this narrative that has been put out by organizations such as We Too movement, I believe, whoever, and this feminist idea of saying that women have been suffering from patriarchal and what. Listen here. How are you suffering the effects of patriarchy when we as black men are not in power? Those who are in power and are abusing, they should face the court of law and they should face the might of it, and the key should be thrown away. Here we have now a situation where people are going out, women are being weaponized to be used as a tool to take black men down. I don't in any way say that GBV and rape is something that we should be looked upon and the victims of rape should be scrutinized 100 times. As a father of a daughter, I don't want my daughter to go out there and be a person who would be able to somehow go through the courts and even face this violating act of being raped. But at the very same time, I want us to start having a conversation with our daughters as fathers. I want us to start having conversations with our sons as fathers as well, because it seems like all the burden to correct the world depends on us. And when that burden depends on us, it seems like the respect that is attached to it, it's now it's not given. What happened to Tall Esmo was criminal. What happened to Toles Mo was something that I feel that Lerato Molo still need to answer for. And I watched two different interviews that she did with two different broadcasters when she was just so flimsy, and how she felt like, just in the middle of it, when she could not answer questions, she would like be emotional and wanting to cry. And you hear the anchor say 2 years ago, when I saw the first media run that she was busy with, that we will follow this case up until we see conviction. Already it is set up in the mind that yes, this man should be wrong. This beautiful lady cannot just come from nowhere and just put these malicious accusations. But this is a trend. And as black men, we should be aware of it. As black men, we should be able to stand up and say, we are no longer going to take this abuse. This means that people who come into our life also need to be able to account. We are definitely tired of being the people who are supposed to raise the family, be the moral character of the society, but at the very same time with the number one enemy to be killed. And with men, it's guilty up until proven innocent. How does it work? So what needs to happen with a bunch of all these women that go out there and falsely accuse men of rape? What needs to happen to them? What needs to happen with the livelihoods of these men that needs to be taken away? All are these conversations that we need to start having. Me Too movement, irrelevant in Africa, irrelevant in South Africa. I believe in the cancel culture, irrelevant in Africa, irrelevant in South Africa. Because up until you sit with me down and get to understand what the story is, we don't have no reason being going out. If there's anything else, we should be giving out a very, calculative opinion. Right now we have a man who has definitely has his life almost broken and damaged because somebody decided someday that no, they want to make money out of this accusation. And right now we don't know where they are. It is wrong, ladies. It is wrong, sisters. I know we want to continue and be amazing and be the best people that we are. I think I've just lost power. Electricity just left. That's the end of the power that we've just had today. But we need to continue have an understanding that this culture of thinking that you can do it on your own as a woman without getting the help of a man, that mentality should not exist. It's not that you cannot do it. There is no need for you to do it. And it was also revealed in the very same podcast MacG that this was MacG actually saying, the research was saying that, did you know that this movement of feminism and what was actually being brought by a white woman somewhere in overseas, a white woman who had facts and points that were really understandable why she should have started that movement. And when we took it upon ourselves, we use it as a weapon to take down men. We use it as a weapon to polarize the society, to make us lose the influence that we have and the respect, including the dignity. And right now, what happens? What happens to the lady, the Lerato Moloi that we know, that we've respected, we've grown to love? Now it has been revealed that she's been lying. Not only lying, has damaged and destroyed a life of a family man. These are the types of attitudes and tendencies we need to start to get rid of as a black community. I'm talking about each and every black person in all the globes, in all corner of the globes. We cannot continue. Oh man, but I also could see how hurt Mongesi was, but I was also happy to know that there are a number of these bad women that are rising up in the society, but also there's a huge overwhelming number of sisters that are out there to protect their own families. And I want to say to you, Mommy, as well, thank you so much. I don't know you from a bar of soap. I've seen you from the episode, and I've seen you that how jealous you are of your family. And you guys have built a beautiful thing. You know this institution called family? Mo was right actually on the episode with MacG, that we no longer see content that is being put out there in the mainstream that encourages family unit to stand, the integrity of family. We no longer see content that seems to put out and portray men and fathers in the society as the supermen. We no longer have that. We have proliferation of naked young women in social media, and that is being authorized and being validated. We have young women selling their bodies and coming out fronting to be entrepreneurs in digital space, which we have seen right now that is not happening. We have had all these things that are happening. We need to start having shows that bring us together as a black community, shows that brings us, and conversations that are put out in mainstream that seems to protect the integrity of a black man, the black family structure, not all these things that we see. Let me maybe put out an example that I have had early this year. As I have said that I have a daughter, I received a complaint from my daughter to say one of the boys in the transport had exposed themselves, revealed their private parts, and she did not love it. So immediately when I got the message, I got in contact with the transport person to get the information, and I got in contact with the mother to say, this is what I've been told by my daughter, and it seems like this event that had happened, both me and you as parents were not there, but according to what I'm getting to my daughter, this is fact that had happened. Can I tell you what had happened at that time? The mother of the very same son who did this went back wild, telling me where I should get off, where do I come on, and what you call accusing his son of doing all those things, almost like attacking me and not believing what I'm saying. And it ended up taking us to the police. And when we got there, we got to understand that it is important right now in this high culture of GBV that as fathers we become very sensitive and very ready to listen when your child is saying, I think I have been exposed to something that is correct. But also as parents of perpetrators, to understand that there is a potential damage that could have happened and we need to act differently and calm down before we could start fighting, you know. So eventually what had happened is that we settled out of the court. We never went out. We understood that these are young kids. Even if it had happened, it should not happen. We should now try to teach, our kids in a way that they should know that their actions somehow have a way in which that they can put themselves in trouble. So it was a beautiful interaction. We walked out there, both families hugging each other, and then I was happy as well. So I also came back to speak to my daughter to say, please know the repercussions of you telling me information that probably might make me angry and make me overreact. In future, when you're telling me this situation, please mention all the details, because it's only when I arrived at court in the police station I realized that the child that exposed themselves is actually 7 years old and my daughter is 10. Yes, it could have it's something that maybe I could have acted differently knowing it, but I still maintain right now that even if that child is young, we need to start curbing the behavior as early as we can. They say you spare the rod, you spoil the child. That's it's the same as where I come from. So it's very important as well as to teach our daughters not to go out there looking for opportunistic ways of grabbing into this thing called life. We all have to find our ways around it. And we should also teach our kids on how to deal with umona. You know how nale mona, jealousy, when someone is doing good and you feel like your life is not going as far as you want. Rather pray for God to bless you with what you deserve at the time that you want, because wanting and wishing for something that somebody has and maybe thinking that they don't deserve it the way you are deserving, I mean, that on its own is a sin. So I was very eye opened with the episode. I loved how MacG and Saul allowed the environment and allowed Tall as to actually vent out. As I was following on different media houses, the interviews that he was done, obviously the interview would be like 5 minutes, and the anchor would want to throw as many questions as they can. But now this format of this podcast, which I think was 1 hour 30 minutes, which I invite you to go watch it, it allowed him to breathe. It allowed him to ukugabha, ukhipha lento ebengaphakathi. There were times where he was standing up, almost like picking up furniture there, and like I felt where he came from. And on the background, I could hear the wife was also around there, which was most beautiful, that from all this journey of suffering, and when you get to a point where you have been proven innocent, the only person that was on being your side being there and knowing that you've been innocent. So that was beautiful, and that also made me to be aware that this culture, as much that I can speak against it, it is out there. I need to be also be careful about it. I respect women. I would never violate any woman, and in any statement that I would make, I would never in any way underestimate the impact of GBV in our country, the impact of why is it that we need to protect the victims into this situation. Tall Esmo in this situation was the victim. Lerato Moloi, according to the court, is the one who fabricated and told lies and could not even actually, say why she did what she did. All I think is, we are jealous because we want to be in marriage and family institutions, but our behaviors and the way in which that we do things lead us to be single. And that thing, instead of looking deep inside ourselves to say how can we fix this, we want to cause pain each and everywhere we go. And especially with media personalities that are powerful and know the real facts and don't want to step out, I really don't understand. So part of the reason why I'm making these videos is because I want my kids. I want my kids to be the one that know my character and where I stood on certain things. If anything else, this should be things that should be speaking towards me to say this is what Mohau stands for and this is what Mohau believes. So I'm making this video not to be famous, but to state where I stand for, my principles, what is it that I will do and what is it that I won't do. So very interesting. If you haven't watched the podcast, it has just been out today. Watched it, enjoyed it. So we are in stage 7 or stage 6, I don't know. I literally just charged my phone before it got to 100%. The electricity is not, it's gone. So yeah, but I enjoyed it. Big up. That's the reason why podcast will forever be a platform that I feel would grow and continue to make those guys that are part of it billionaires and much more. It's because it has its own ecosystem. As much as people will talk about it, but there is no influence that would come outside that would definitely break it. The people who can break it are the people that are really running it and are part of it. But we are very proud of you guys. This is a reaction to say big up. I saw it. Usually I'd wait and take a week, and but I was lucky to catch the episode as it was going in. It was hot from as it starts to the end. Yeah, you yeah, yo, Mo, you deserve your own justice, my brother. And I can't wait to see how everything unfolds in terms of I'm wishing you luck. Prayers to you, Uguti, all the civil cases that you have against this person, this false rape accuser, to be followed through. Wish you everything, your peace with your family. I wish that the love making you say with Mo can grow and you guys can be blessed as well. I saw someone mentioning in the comment section, in the podcast and chill comment section, that maybe Mo went through this because of the calling. I don't believe so. The calling will happen, and even these things could happen. I honestly believe that your ancestors would not put you in harm's way, and know that they will not take you out of it. If that was their reason, the conviction and finding more innocent should be the purpose and the reason maybe behind it. But I believe that we are dealing with a toxic culture where women are believed before us men, where women can be able to be victims as they're walking all over the street in jail. They are just victims. So we want to fight against that culture. We want to say this is this is Africa, where we love everyone, where we praise and we worship our women. That's where we come from. This new culture of ukamba manga and saying people have raped you when they didn't. No, 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 no. I'll have a conversation with my daughter, and I'll continue to have conversation with my son as well, to continue be responsible in way in which that we interact with people. And whenever we find conflict, let's find a way of dealing with it, not using the current system which is against a black man in South Africa, and we want us to say what. So big up, wonderful episode. Can't wait for you to react and say, because the top video that I've ever had, that I've ever made in this channel, it is 1,200 views, and it was reacting to what was happening to MacG. It was a video about the interview that DJ Cleo did with MacG, my opinion about it. But also my analytics tells me that most of my viewers watch the podcast and chill with MacG. So you probably might have watched a video of MacG before, or I'm reacting after you've seen it before. So yeah, I've also seen that a majority of people that watch me are men, between the ages of 18 to 35. I do actually have ladies that watch me as well. I have countries that this content reach as well: Botswana, Zimbabwe, United States. So South Africa, this is where I'm sending this thing from. So yeah, I'm just saying hi, thank you for the support. Those who have seen this for the first time, let's subscribe. Keep on giving me things that are interesting, that are out there, that I can watch, that I can react to, that I can give the way in which that I view life. My opinions are not fixed. I can be persuaded otherwise. I am a person who enjoys debating and to be convinced and be pursued, you know. So I am a person who likes sharing. So yeah, that will be the end of it. So this has been a wonderful episode with banter with Mohau Kwebu. Let's meet on the next one. I'll upload this in 4 hours. Damn it, because it's 10 o'clock. Yeah, you probably might see it at night if you are insomniac like me. Yeah, my daughter is making her way back into the house. She's been playing and having a good time. Yeah, I'm just wasting time right now. 20 minutes! Did I record for 20 minutes? This is the first. I've never done this before. But yeah, what happens when you just do things out of love? I can't wait to share this one. Happy. Oh, you know why I took this? It's because I felt like there's this thing.